And we are live. All right, Tony, the cheer captain here. Woo! This is glad that you join me over here on this live stream. This is my very first live stream here on Captain's Arcade. And we're over here live in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Gathering. Just going to be making some adjustments over here. Sorry about the lighting. This is the best that I can make it here. I know the lighting's not the best, so bear with me as best as you can. Just blowing up my camera. I got my pom-poms over here. Excuse me. I got my megaphone. As you can see, this was ordered, and I've mentioned this before, and I'll mention this again. This was signed by Nick Nemeth and Mike Mondo, aka Nicky and Mikey of the Spirit Squad. And I want to thank them, as well as Kenny, Mitch, and Johnny, for inspiring me the cheer captain gimmick. And let me tell you, it's been heating up like wildfire over here. Not talking about wildfire Tommy Rich, but it's catching on. It's making big waves. Even wrestlers love them. But like I said, I know the lighting is not the best, but try to bear with me as best as possible. I was debating whether or not I'm going to be doing this, but hang on. I was debating whether or not I was going to do a live stream, because of the fact that this was a short amount of time. This was such short notice, and everything that's been going on. Everything going on at once. Everything was going this way. Ball confusion. But the main thing is, I got to have fun. And yes, my wall took a beating, and it took an even more beating due to my car trouble. But for the most part, I got the car trouble done, but it still needs some major work. But I'll focus on that. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. But anyway, let's jump into this right here, right now. This, I guess you could say, is the lead-in to Rumble at the Hilton, which is the wrestling event. So, what I said, we'll play some wrestling games, considering the fact that this is a wrestling-themed convention. But it's more than a convention. It's a family reunion. It's all about family. So, without further ado, let's jump into this right here, right now. And I just shared this this YouTube link to my Facebook page, and my Facebook page is going crazy over my photos, especially me doing the big wiggle, the Normand Smiley big wiggle. Before we leave the air tonight, might as well go ahead and do the, I'm going to be doing the big wiggle. Hold on. I think I clicked the wrong one. Maybe it's under arcade. I hate when that happens. There's an error here. Okay. Maybe it's under arcades. I couldn't tell if it was either MAME or under arcades, but we'll see how things go from there. We'll check under arcades. The controls over here, by the way, I'm using it looks like a PlayStation controller, but this is the controls this is the default controls that's used on these consoles here. This is the G11 Pro. I saw these advertised on Facebook, but I got it from Amazon. So let's see, maybe it's under arcades. Arcade Classics. Let's go to Arcade Classics. Maybe I'll go to all games. I did a test run before showtime, and things turned out great. I had to make some adjustments, but still. WWF Wrestle Fast. Let me scroll down. WWF Wrestle Fast. Maybe it's under here. But man, I had a blast over at thus far here at the Gathering. In some aspects, I think it's just a tiny bit better than WrestleCade. Even though WrestleCade, it does have its perks for the. It does have its advantages to some extent. Let me put $1 worth of quarters in here. Doing this for Hulk Hogan. He passed away a year ago, and so I'm going to be doing this for Hulk Hogan. Do it for Hulk Hogan. My all-time favorite arcade game. No other arcade game comes close. It was such a treat meeting Ted DiBiase. I had gotten a couple of photos with them over the years back at WrestleCade, but never an autograph. But I was fortunate enough to get an autograph from them. The Bray has a prize. Ha ha ha. He was one of the honorees over at last night's Night to Remember. At a Night to Remember dinner ceremony. And yes, they did honor Hulk Hogan despite his shortcomings. Because if you remember on the very first Netflix of WWE Monday Night Raw, he was booed out of the building. He was unforgiving. And Jimmy Hart was over there waving the American flag, and he was basically like, "Get me out of here." Not the best way to make her final appearance on WWE programming. Ooh, this guy. I still can't get over me getting Norman Smiley's ring gear, the white one. They look like tidy whities, but still, it was still a great find. Never in a million years that I expected to get a pair of ring gear from one of my favorite wrestlers. Very underrated. I did a test run of this live stream, and immediately I got 1 view. It's not much, but it's something. So far I don't have any views, but things may pick up. You just never know. I tell you, Norman Smiley is the only wrestler that can rock the basic gear. No pads, no nothing. Not even ring tape. Just a pair of wrestling trunks, some socks, and some ankle-high boots. When you say less is more, then less is more. And I want to send a big special shout out to High Spots for bringing in Norman Smiley. Like I said, never in a million years why did I expect to get to say to me one of my wrestling heroes back in during the Monday Night Wars. Like I said, I was only allowed to watch WWF at the time, but still, I did WCW at the time because WWF was now WWE. The Attitude Era was at its peak, basically. I didn't start watching wrestling until late '97, early '98. That was back when the NWO was a dominant force. But despite the NWO hogging the main event, the undercard was basically where it's at, especially the cruiserweights. However, there are some there were some mid-carders that I liked during that time period, and Norman Smiley was one of them, especially him doing the big wiggle. He was, and that's the thing about pro wrestling. It's just a matter of playing the hand that you're dealt, whether it be a gimmick, whether it be a push, or something. That's just the nature of the beast sometimes. And despite being a technical wrestler, he's living proof that he can. He's living proof that playing the hand that you're dealt and making the most of it. That's the nature of the beast. That's what pro wrestling was all about. And whether it be a silly gimmick such as Screaming Norman Smiley, or his heel turn when he wanted to be addressed as Norman Smiley. Come on. Big boot. What comes after the big boot? Leg drop. But the most memorable moment of that will stick with me for the longest time is him doing the big wiggle. That's his like little victory dance. And like I said, before we wrap up, I'm gonna be doing the big wiggle. But never, ever, 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 ever in a million years that I expect to buy a pair of ring gear, a pair of wrestling trunks from them. I'm gonna pick Ultimate Warrior. You know, wait, Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man. Cobb County, Georgia. About to do some hard time. I say, are you ready for the Survivor Series? Yeah, I inserted some more quarters. I deposit Jake the Snake Roberts out. Speaking of which, I met his sister Rockin' Robin. I met every second generation wrestler of Grizzly Smith. I haven't met Cheryl, Jake the Snake Roberts' wife. But Baby Doll, unfortunately, she can't make it due to a family emergency. Her husband Chad, unfortunately, has been going through some health issues. But we wish him a speedy recovery, and thoughts and prayers go out to the family. Samantha Starr, unfortunately, was slated to be here, but unfortunately, she's considered the fact that she works for the NWA. They're having their 78th anniversary show, and so unfortunately, she wasn't in. She's not going to be in attendance this weekend. Nor will she defend her title, her inaugural women's Team Art Promotions championship. But that's the thing. Anything can happen in the world of pro wrestling, and the card is subject to change. And now more than ever, true words have never been spoken. But yeah, Rockin' Robin, going back to Rockin' Robin, her auntie, Miss Starr's auntie, Rockin' Robin, that was her final ever public appearance, and I made the most of it by getting an autograph and a pro photo. And also a big special shout out to the photographers for making it all happen, as well as Team Art and Company. Oh. Earthquake and I were planning on doing a double team on Demolition, which consisted of Axe and Crush, but Crush reversed me. Going back to Norman Smiley for a second. I'm glad that he's teaching the next generation of wrestlers his craft. Especially specifically over at the Performance Center and beyond. I mean, How can you not love a guy like Norman Smiley? Too late. Teddy Bear tried to make the save, but not trying to make the stop, but unfortunately, he was too little, too late. Let's try the big splash again. Oh, Quake reversed it. But yeah, this is my all-time favorite arcade game, WWF WrestleFest. Insert another coin. Big splash on Perfect, and Perfect's gone. And big splash on DiBiase. The other honorees were Rockin' Robin, Bill Watts, represented by his son Eric, Don Coronado. The Powers of Pain consisted of the Barbarian and the Warlord. And David Garrick, who got married on last night. All right, this is the final four. There goes Boss Man. Well, I'm sorry I keep bringing it up, but I want to bring him back up again. When it comes to Norman Smiley, and Buddy and I were discussing Norman Smiley last night. Yesterday afternoon. Jordy Scow, host of his podcast, the Rant Rate Podcast, which used to air every Thursday nights, but now exclusively on Brandon Martin's Facebook channel on Mondays. He and I were discussing this last night, discussing this the other day, and when it comes to white he said something like, when it comes to white wrestlers wearing plain white trunks that look like tidy whities. It looks like they are wearing underwear. They are wearing tidy whities. Like, for example, if you play WWF Superstars on the arcade, Ultimate Warrior's ring gear is all white, but doesn't look like. But when wrestlers from wrestlers of other wrestlers, particularly black wrestlers, wear white trunks, it doesn't seem to be the case. It's less like actual ring gear. It looked like actual ring gear. And Booker T later on in his career rocked the white white trunks. Big splash. 1, 2, and 3. Gorilla press. And another thing that Jordy mentions is that when it comes to white wrestlers wearing trunks with trimmings and with white trimmings and or trunks with white and another design. It looks like their actual ring gear. It doesn't look like that they're wearing like underwear. So it looks much better when it. And I kind of agree with them. Wrestlers like Norman Smiley and Booker T are the only wrestlers that can rock the plain white gear, the white trunks, that is, because it doesn't like that they're wearing like underwear. Of course, people outside of wrestling circles look at pro wrestling as just a bunch of muscular men wearing underwear, when there's more to it than that. Then when it comes to pro wrestling, they don't understand. They basically don't speak our language. They don't understand the context of pro wrestling. And Norman Smiley is practically the only one of the few wrestlers out there that in modern wrestling that can rock the just regular wrestling trunks. All you need is like wrestling trunks, a pair of socks, and a pair of boots. Nothing else. No padding, no pads. No wrist tape, nothing. Less is more. And he played the hand that he was dealt and made the most of it. I deposited him outside. Forget the growl press. I'm doing the splash. 1, 2, no. Jake the Snake broke it up. We're down to the final 4. Growl press. What comes after the growl press? No. Oh. You done messed up my splash. Another one last coin. Which I had the Gathering, which lasts most of the week. It's been a blast thus far, despite some setbacks. This is a legendary arcade game. No matter what anybody says. What comes out there? Growl press? The big splash. Boom. I'm on the Rumble. Alright, let's see if we can let me do something different. Alright, let's play Saturday night's main event. Let's pick Hulk Hogan and Big Boss Man. Demolition. This is a really fun game. It's much to me. It's a much improvements from Superstars. For those of you that have been to the Gathering, what's your favorite moment thus far? Alright. Smash is the only one in this game that's still alive. Oh, wait. He's gonna power up. Get up. Had to insert a coin. Leg drop. Alright. One tag team down. Now go for the next match. Yeah, a lot's been happening. Wednesday. I didn't go to much of the Q&As, but I did go to the that Wednesday we had the viewing part of WrestleMania 3 from its original broadcast. We got the intermissions and everything back from its original 1987 broadcast, and it was such a treat. And Marty had like hours and hours of thousands of hours of VHS tapes, mainly containing wrestling. And it has the original music from the entrance music. One that I know for sure is particularly the song "Serious" from the Alan Parsons Project, which is best known for the entrance music of the Chicago Bulls, especially in the '90s, from the Jordan era. Here comes the leg drop. Still got less than an hour before the doors open, and try to. Bell time is at 8 Eastern, that is. Let's do it again. Boom. Go for the next match. And later on that night, we had karaoke. I was tearing up on the floor. And Ro, T-Mart's sister, she loved me doing Surfing Bird. Peter Griffin, specifically Seth MacFarlane, Eat Your Heart Out. And Thursday was day one of meet and greets. I spent a lot, but you know what? It's all worth it. As long as I'm having fun, that's all that matters. And like I said, I had car trouble, but for the most part, it's the main problem's been fixed, but it still need major repairs. Got the big splash coming right now. Yeah.
Now go for the next match.
One more victory. I should be able to complete this game. I should be able to complete this game before the doors open. I know for sure that there's going to be the lines are going to be long. There were meet and greets, and on that Thursday, and later on that night we did the fantasy booking with Ken Resnick, Killer Ken. Like I've said this before and I'll say it again. I first came across Ken Resnick on this roller derby show known as Roller Jam. And he was the announcer. And what they did was, on season 1, it lasted 4 seasons. On season 1, it focused heavily on the sport itself. And there was a little sprinkle of pro wrestling-like storylines. And because pro wrestling was really popular during that time period, they wanted a piece of the pie, so to speak. And as the season progressed, they put a little heavy focus on the storylines and less about the sport itself. And Ken Resnick left after, I believe Ken Resnick left after, I think, the first season. Because he wanted, I think he was one of those, one of them. And I think Buddy Atkinson Jr. felt the same way about the direction that Roller Jam was going during that time period. He left after like the first season. What comes out of the big boot? The leg drop. And I'm gonna get... Nope. I got a 2 count. I had to insert another coin. Man, screw the leg drop. I'm going for the finish. Now we're going to face into the Legion of Doom, aka the Road Warriors. What else did we do? Friday we had more meet and greets, and we concluded the and there was the wedding with what's his name? David Garrick and April Wolverton. By the way, congratulations to them on their wedding. Imagine playing WWF Superstars on this, especially facing Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant is one tough cookie. These Legion of Doom is well-rounded. at least there's some way to defeat these guys instead of just, you know, trying to chop down the tree, so to speak, as if we're facing Andre the Giant in real life. He's holding me up. Oh, get down, get down. Here we go. It's like they have, it's like their health bars are way too strong. And going back to yesterday, Friday, there was the wedding ceremony. Unfortunately, I didn't go. I was just too worn out. I had to get ready for the banquet, the Night to Remember banquet. That was a success. I was immediately the center of attention as I donned the Christmas in July candy cane suit. And everybody wanted pictures. Everybody wanted. Besides, I was born to stand out. If everybody looked the same, the world would be boring. The thing is, you got to stand out in some way, shape, or form. Another dollar's worth of quarters. Then we get to the day, the busiest day of the year. I got the Freebirds. I got Rockin' Robin. I sat with Leilani Kai over at the gathering, at the banquet dinner. It's always nice getting to know some of the wrestlers and breaking bread with them and your table mates. Saw it coming. And Leilani Kai was telling her stories of her memories over at Moolah's place and her career. And by the way, she and Judy Martin, the other half of the Glamour Girls, are going to be inducted into the Cauliflower Alley Club. The first women's tag team to be inducted into that specific Hall of Fame. I got the tag team titles, but now I'm gonna have to defend them. See if anybody can name this tag team over here. I can basically call them True Justice in the American Way. If only Hacksaw Jim Duggan was in this one, he would complete the. He would complete the stable. It would fit them perfectly. True Justice in the American Way. In fact, this might be a perfect Survivor Series tag team, Survivor Series tag team group here. I wonder who would be the fourth. I wonder who the fourth member would be. Let's get back in the ring. I could do it the cheap way and wouldn't be a count out, but unfortunately it wouldn't sit right. It wouldn't be fair. It would be cheating. I like to win things fair and square, if it means inserting more coins. like I said, I should get this done by next 20 minutes or so. He saw it coming. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. It's like he's hulking up. Wrestling fans are always going to disagree. There's always going to be online wars when it comes to, and pro wrestling is supposed to be our escape from all this negativity going on in the world. But when it comes to wrestling conventions like this, that's the biggest escape of them all. This is our 100% our common ground. I've met a lot of wrestling fans coming from all over the world as far as New Zealand and UK. I mean, it's great. I love international flavor. I love meeting people from other countries. Big boot. What comes after the big boot? Yeah, the leg drop, but he missed. Forget the leg drop. I'm going for the pin.
1, 2, 3.
All right. Now go for the next match. What time is it? Get demolition. I get demolition again. A good chunk of these superstars have now passed away. Hulk Hogan recently passed away a year ago, which is why I'm playing as him. One of the many reasons why I'm playing as him. Like it or not, without Hulk Hogan, pro wrestling wouldn't be where it is today. Come on. Who would have thought that RetroSoft would recapture a game like this in all its glory with Retromania Wrestling. When we sit back in 2021, 30 years after the original WrestleFest was released. I don't care what anybody says. This is the real authentic sequel of WrestleFest. Talk about Retromania Wrestling here. But yeah, that mobile quote-unquote game of WWE WrestleFest. I don't consider that an actual sequel. I'm like, what? I saw some gameplay of it, and I'm like, what's this monstrosity? Leg drop. Leg drop. I think I got him. Yeah. We may have some time. Only 3 more matches to go. Oh man, Bill Apter. The greatest wrestling journalist around. He is such a character. He is such a comedian. Square off against Jake the Snake Roberts and SGT Slaughter, as Tiffany Stratton would call him, SGT Slaughter. What comes out of the big boot? The leg drop. Two more matches left.
Now go for the next match.
All right. Mr. Perfect and Million Dollar Man Ted DiBiase. Last night's honoree of Night to Remember. Ha 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 ha. Money, 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 money. Just short. Such an honor meeting Road Dogg. I didn't think I was going to meet Road Dogg, but like I said, other than the founding fathers, and which are Triple H and Shawn Michaels, as well as their late managers, I met everybody at DX. I met X-Pac and the New Age Outlaws. boot. Oh, perfect flex. Suplex. Oh. I think it gets tough. I think it gets tougher the second time around. Big boot. Here comes it. Oh. He's powering up. He's boss manning up. And big splash. Got him. Okay. Alright, it's 7:03 p.m. currently Eastern. As soon as I defeat the Legion of Doom, I'm heading back down over to the Rumble at the Hilton, which is the wrestling event. After which is karaoke. I'm going back for round 2. All right. Ding, ding, ding. But yeah, I pretty much got everybody that I need. Now I'm just gonna do a final walk around and see what kind of merch that everybody has, and then I'll call it a year until next year. We got less than an hour until bell time. I think there's no steel steps outside or any weapons out on the outside to attack them, so I'm basically on my own with my tag team partner. Oh, let me watch it be no. Look, no weapons, no steel steps, no nothing. Oh, there are. I see some steel steps. My bad. That's my bad. I think it's in Superstars where if you don't, where if you face Megabucks, which are Ted DiBiase and Andre the Giant, you're basically on your own. Oh. Come on. No. Why waste my time? What you gonna do, brother? His attacks do way too much damage. Their attacks do way too much damage, I'm sorry. Too far away. Almost tapped out. It would have been bad. All this would have been for nothing. See if the splash works. Does the splash work? Almost. Let's try the splash one more time. It's like he no-sold it. Almost there. What you gonna do, brother? With true justice and the American way run wild on you. Yeah. Game over. I did it. We ain't going for the next match because this ball game's over. True justice, the American way win. Alright. I made the list. Not Jericho's list, that is. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to be heading down there over at Rumble at the Hilton and karaoke, and I'll call it a night. And I'm going to be wrapping things up. I'm going to start loading the car and heading back over to the crib, home on the range. I hate to see this end so fast, but I'm glad that I got a chance to make all these great memories. I can't wait to make all these great memories again at the Gathering 8. And like I said, my stay over at the Gathering is, as far as meet and greets are concerned, are basically complete. So with that, I bid you adieu. Until we meet again, hopefully we can get back on track with the Total Tournament series, and we're going to be getting started with Season 6 soon. Until we meet again, whenever we meet again, baby, say goodbye.